then obviously Jimmy got an offer he couldn't refuse, going back to his spiritual home at Odsal. Last year was a difficult campaign for everyone concerned.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember when I found out about, because I spoke to Jimmy just before I went on holiday. He was talking about, what the schedule's out, what the planning is for the pre-season, for the next season, all the stuff he's got planned. And I went away on holiday, and I remember getting a text off Chris Gibson. I was just coming back. I was in the airport in Bulgaria about 1 o'clock in the morning, and he just saying, "Just wanted to let you all know that unfortunately Jimmy's leaving." And it was just one of those things that, you say it's sport, and it was unfortunate really. And for so many guys that worked with him, respected him, really wanted to work with him again. But it was always going to be difficult. I think the year after that, especially for any manager coming in, to fill his shoes, because he left a big void. And again, last year was massive up and down year, real tough. 4 different coaches, 4 different head coaches. People in, people out. It's never easy when it's like that. Never easy when it's like that. And it's sort of reflected in the way we finished. Well, the way we finished, to be fair, was outstanding. But our standing in the league was reflected of the early part of the season, really.
I mean, as a professional player, you'd like to think you can turn up and train and crack on with what you know and what you're paid to do. But it must have been mentally, just all the other distractions going on, tough to stay focused on the job in hand.
Yeah, it is. It was really, and we said as a player group, we said, we'll just forget what's going off the pitch, and we'll just concentrate what's on the pitch, and we'll just keep focusing on that. Keep everything healthy, keep competing, keep trying to drive stands ourselves, and keep trying to do things ourselves. And it was tough because when a new coach comes in, they want to put their mark on it, and they change a little bit, and then he left, and someone else come in, and they tweaked it back again, and someone else come in, and they tweaked it, and it was just, you don't really know where you are. And even though we tried to keep as much as the same as we could, it was still tough, because different personalities, different different ethoses, and different ways of things being done. It was just that's probably the toughest year of playing wise I've had. I mean, it didn't help with me getting banned either for that silly red card. But it's never easy when in behind closed doors it's chops and changes. But it's a performance-based game, and if things aren't happening, things are going to change, unfortunately.
Looking ahead now, and it's a real positive camp. The pre-season started, and Brian Redpath seems to have made an immediate impact in the final 5 games of last year, and moving
definitely
forward.
I mean, a big change last year with the rebranding, with it going to Yorkshire. Big change for the club, and I think that was one of the hard things as well, because there was always expectations on the back of the year before. It didn't go well, but then Brian come in last sort of 5-6 games, and he was real clear about what he wanted, similar to Jimmy, really, real clear. Didn't want no messing about, and he knows what he wants, and if you don't give it him, tough luck. But boys responded really well to it. It's what the boys needed at the time, and as I say, the back end of the season, the last sort of 5-6 games we played some good rugby. We were unfortunate to miss that playoff spot, really, and that would have been a good achievement from where we were early in the year. But it's nice to come back in now, start pre-season where we are, on the back of with all the coaching sides in place, the teams in place, all the plans are in place. It was a good bit of positive experience to build upon, and it's started well. And we're only probably about 6 days into pre-season, but the attitudes from the boys are good. All the boys have come back in real good nick. The best. To be fair, this squad's come back in the best nick I've seen a squad come back in. I mean, I've done a fair few pre-seasons now, probably including the academy ones, probably about 12 or 13. But they've done a lot of work in the off season. The lads on their own back, and they've come back in good nick, and the conditioners are happy. And we're going to try and build on top of that, and hopefully that'll relate into the start of the season.
When you reflect now on the last decade you've had at the club, from being a schoolboy when you first arrived, now you're a father of 2.
Yeah.
And everything else, you must be proud of what you've achieved so far.
Yeah, I am. I sit back and look back now. I'm in a fortunate position now, because I've sort of been through them peaks and troughs. I mean, early on when you're a young lad, you don't really have many cares in the world, and then when you want things to go well and you get a bit of a sniff and you don't get it, it's tough. And I remember looking back at certain parts of my career being real tough, real dark, and it's not nice when it's like that, but it's nature of being a sportsman. Sometimes I think you want to always do well. I'm fortunate to have a real good support network off the field. My wife, mum and dad, and they help you through it. And looking back now, you know, I'm real proud of where I am. You know, to play professional sport for 10 years is I couldn't have never dreamed it. I don't think anyone would ever say I'm not successful from doing that. You know, I've nearly 160 games for the club, I think. Love the club to bits. That's why I've never left. Great city, great people, great place. And yeah, real proud of where I've been and what I've done and where I am now.